The Ottawa Senators are tied for last place in the NHL on American Thanksgiving, and to me, I think Pierre Dorian is to blame. Let me explain why. Hello guys, welcome back to Grav's Spicy Takes, where we take a look this week with the Ottawa Senators and their disastrous start to the 2022-23 season. And how I believe in many ways the man at the top, the GM of the hour in Pierre Dorian, is to be blamed for the failure of this Senators franchise. Now, just a week and a half ago on November 15th, Pierre Dorian was talking about DJ Smith and him being the head coach of the Ottawa Senators and said that coaching is not the issue. Simple as that, not at all. And he said that the next 10 games would be extremely important. Since that statement was made, the Sens are 2-5-1 and have still been one of the worst teams in the league. And the damage in some ways might already be done. Even if they fire DJ Smith today, the frustration, the maddening has already set in with this Sens club. You can already tell that this Sens team has completely given up on the structure, on the plan that DJ Smith has tried to implement, and has completely lost that locker room. That was pretty much 2 weeks ago. Now you fast forward to today, and it hasn't gotten better whatsoever. Now let's talk about DJ Smith for a second, because on paper, you could say that DJ Smith is the person to blame the most, and in some ways you could be correct. In his time with the Sens, he has a .436 save percentage, has been absolutely awful in a lot of ways, and especially this season has lost the locker room entirely. But let me ask you this. Who is in the worst spot? The coach that obviously is not working out and obviously will not work out with his team, or the GM that doubles down, keeps him, lets him stay, and lets things get worse? To me, I think the blame should go on the GM for not just bringing him on and having the failures attributed to that, but also sticking with his guns when it obviously is not going to turn around. It hasn't so far, and it will continue to stay as a failure as long as Pierre Dorian keeps DJ Smith around. And there are great reasons to be mad at what DJ Smith has done with this Sens team, but again, he hasn't shown anything in the past to really say that he's this elite coach, this great guy that will lead this team to success, because that has just not happened. And this is the first year where he's had a competent roster that he has just been a failure to manage. And you look at what Pierre Dorian has had to go through, saying the rebuild is over. But to me, there also should be some blame on Dorian's part for the team he constructed. Look at this defense. Yes, Artem Zub, their best defensive defenseman, is injured. That absolutely does not help. But even with injuries, which should be expected for every NHL team, by the way, they are among the absolute worst in the NHL. The offense has been fine, but you look at this defense, and when you have Jake Sanderson, a rookie, being easily your best defenseman, you're not going to have success, and you never were going to have success. And of course, you have the Chabot injury on top of things, but even when Chabot was playing, they were still one of the worst defenses in the NHL. So to me, even if they were healthy, the best they would be woefully below average. And to me, that was a big concern coming into the year. I thought their offseason additions were great, but I wanted to see a defensive addition, and that was never made. And we're already seeing the horrible planning that went into this Sens team, at least this season, to where they thought the defense could be good enough to take that next step, when in reality, they were far from it. Now, we have heard a lot of things about Pierre Dorian going after a certain defenseman, trying to upgrade there, and we heard, of course, the next deal that happened, apparently between Nikita Zaitsev and Tyler Myers, a deal that was going to go down, and the Sens do have a lot of cap space right now with $5.4 million to work with. But the problem is, even though Pierre Dorian has said how hard this market is to work with, that's kind of the job you signed up for. You're a general manager of a Canadian NHL team, about the hardest position you could possibly get, but that's the job. That's what it is. And for me, I want to see these GMs rise to the occasion, make moves when they need to, and make the team better. This is in a situation where, although it's not a disaster necessarily, because the Sens team is still pretty young and still on the upward trend, but are they really? Are they really making that progress that you want to see? So for me, yes, blame DJ Smith all you want. He definitely deserves a lot of blame, but Pierre Dorian not making any moves, not making any changes to the Sens team that needs it, is to me the worst offense. But that'll be it for this week's spicy take. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Should Pierre Dorian be to blame? Do you think all the blame is on DJ Smith? Do you think Pierre Dorian should get rid of him? What moves could he make to the roster? Let us know down below. Of course, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Share the video with all the hockey and Sens fans you guys know online, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, and goodbye.